Greetings from the Nightmare Cabin. Welcome to the first video and welcome to the channel. I thought the first thing we could do to kick things off would be the highlights of 2020 so far. I'm going to try and do them in order of release, or at least the order of when I came across them. So yeah, no further ado. The first album that caught my mind was Ozzy Osbourne's latest album, Ordinary Man. I have to admit, I was fearing the worst when this came out, but I was pleasantly surprised for a number of reasons. I didn't like the fact that he wasn't recording with his band. I didn't like the fact that you know, I thought he could have given Zakk Wylde another go. He had some producer. Post Malone was guesting on it, but no, pleasantly surprised. It was really good songs, pretty much carrying on from where we left off from Osmosis. Really, anything past then, if you're not a fan of it, anything past Osmosis, you're not going to like this new album. But if you are, I can't see why you wouldn't. Up next, I think we're going to do this in sections. The first one, this is the only black metal album of this year actually, is I can't pronounce this, but it's the solo project of the main guy from Fortress, the Canadian black metal band. I'm going to give it a go. Serment. I thought that was worse than that. Yeah, is it Serment? Serment. But yeah, check out that awesome artwork. It's got that snowy, wintry atmosphere. This is something in Quebecan, I guess. It's something complete. Chante in au flame de la liberté. Something flame of liberty, I would have thought. But it's got that drizzly atmosphere. All I can think of is this would be the perfect soundtrack to when you're on like a long walk, and in the winter time it is, surrounded by snow. And no, but worth your time, definitely. I have to keep holding this in the right way of the webcam. But, next up we got the thrash metal. First off, the Almighty Testament came back with a new album. I managed to pick up the exclusive edition from Nuclear Blast. You got the 3D artwork there. You've got a record size cut out there with the lyrics. You've got some exclusive liner notes here from Chuck Billy as well, explaining the meanings of all the songs. You've got a exclusive white splatter vinyl. And you also get the CD in it with as well, so two birds, one stone. It's not up there with their best, but it's definitely one of the best of this year, and they're pretty consistent. It's Testament being Testament, and at this point in their career, I think that's all you really need from the band. Another early one was the return of Sylosis. I feared for Sylosis, I really did, because Josh Middleton, the front man, and is he the main guy? He's definitely one of the co-founders of the band. He had joined Architects full time, and I did think, well, maybe that's probably the end of Sylosis. Architects are selling out arenas, and you know, Sylosis are playing pretty small venues, and I thought, you know, maybe it was over for the band, but no, it was nice fitting return, and it's got everything you want from Sylosis. It's got the mixture of elements. They take the best bits of death metal and thrash metal. They put in lots of melodic sections in there. Yeah, gets a bit widdly at times, but it's not overkill. Just when you're starting to get there, they kind of rein things in nicely. So yeah, that's Sylosis trying to get the glare off there and get it in the frame. Cycle of Suffering on Nuclear Blast. This is basically for my recollection as well, because you've got a load of albums coming out and a load that have been out, and I'm trying to keep track of it all. This was a nice surprise. This is Witch's Hammer with Damnation Is My Salvation. Now this is awesome. Now the guitarist in this band, Marco Banco, used to be in Blasphemy, the black metal band, one of the original grindcore and black metal bands from Canada. with the I'm having a brain fart now. What's the album called? Fallen Angel of Doom, classic album. He played guitar on that. Witch's Hammer have been going since the 80s, but they've only ever done demos and the odd 7-inch single, which you can get as a collection here, a 2 CD collection of everything they've done up to that point. And now this album's come out, and the production, it sounds like it was recorded in the kitchen, but I think that's intentional. There's no way it wouldn't have been intentional in this day and age. But the riffs are superb. They're really accessible and memorable as well for like a thrash metal verging on black metal. But yeah, fantastic songs, fantastic riffs. That came out of nowhere, that album. Next up from the UK, return with a new lineup, the almighty Shrapnel, with what's this one called again? Palace for the Insane. Slow burner. I wasn't sure what to think of it, but it's a long album as well, and there's a lot going on. If you check out my podcast, which you probably know us from, is the rock metal show with Gully and Joe, or the rock show with Gully and Joe, we kind of share it with both. We dive deep into the album, and yeah, some bits don't quite work, but the stuff that do works really well. And not only that, since that review, I've listened to it a lot, and it's warmed to me a hell of a lot more. And yeah, this is definitely a fine album from the UK. Not a full-length album. This is EP, and I think the demo was thrown in on the CD as well. But yeah, really good thrash metal. It was a band called Cruel Bomb. Can't remember where these are from. They're definitely American, but I can't remember if they were Canadian or. But yeah, think Demolition Hammer. Think, you know, a little bit of Suicidal Tendencies. That sort of just that raw, thrashy, with a punk. There isn't really punk, but it's a punk attitude, but a real raw, energetic, just cool all-round thrash metal. Cruel Bomb. Definitely check that band out. And then we'll move on to the death metal section. My speciality for newcomers. New projects from the guys, bass player from Asphyx. It got together with the bass player from Asphyx and the live guitarist from Hypocrisy, got together and formed the band. Johnny Peterson is on vocals, who's done a million bands. But yeah, this was really cool. Berserker Legion with Obliterate the Weak. Just really good European death metal. Nice and melodic, nice and crunchy at times. Really good pace. They got a really good balance between fast songs, slow songs, mid-paced groove. It's just really paced out really nicely, and the songs, it's just a really effortless listen that goes through the motions really well. Just when it never lets up. Just when you're thinking, right, this is getting to, you know, rather than just thrash, shred, there'll be a nice balance of different paces and different textures going throughout the album. Petition Temple with Sacraments of Dissension. God, that glare. I need to figure this out, but it'll come with time. Like I say, it's the first video. It's the first time I'm recording this. With every video, obviously, I'll figure things out bit by bit, like every YouTuber does. But yeah, hellsheadbangers.com. Gene from Angel Corpse, the guitarist in Angel Corpse. This is his project that's been since the band's demise. It's everything you want. Again, it's frantic, shredding, punishing, relentless death metal in that way that you would expect. It's the closest you're going to get to a new Angel Corpse album. So it's that's pretty much what you're going to get there. Let's play some tunes in the background. We had Sovereign playing beforehand, and Assimilation I'm going to play now. In fact, no, I'll tell you what I'm going to play. I'm going to play some of that Cruel Bomb that I just mentioned earlier. So that's this playing now. Let's get this out here. Yeah. So carrying on with death metal. This is just all out brutality. I only heard of these a couple of weeks ago and it kicked my ass. Imperial Savagery, Leashing the Feral Swine. If you're missing Malevolent Creation, definitely check this band out. Fucking awesome. I'm going to get on there because I've got quite a bit to cover. I'm not sure how long this is going to go on for. Earlier on in the year, I think this came out in February, is Plague. Look at that awesome artwork. Let me try and get that. Here you go. It's not really doing much justice. But yeah, Plague, portraits of mine. Think Morbid Angel, think a bit of Incantation. This is just really good, really dark atmospheric death metal with just a bit of melody thrown in when it's needed. It's not melodic on a whole with the big scheme of things, but there'll be like a really good melodic solo that just breaks through the rest of the song. And you've got 7 songs in all, but yeah, really good atmospheric, really good, nice. Oh, this fucking webcam. But yeah, here we go. Why couldn't I get that before? Every time I held it up before, I got a glare. But I did it then, it was alright. So this was a nice surprise. This is on Gods of War Productions, and this is Conquest Icon with Empire of the Worm. Now, I can try and get that. You kind of get that. Imagine Incantation covering Bolt Thrower. Yeah, that's right. Or vice versa. But yeah, it's got the real fucking good driving riffs of Bolt Thrower with that dark, swampy, gritty, grimy, sludgy horribleness that is Incantation. And yeah, it just come out of nowhere. I really enjoyed this album, and I haven't seen it on anyone else's list, so that'll probably be the oddball for this episode in particular. This one as well, you can check out. We did a full review for this album on the Metal Show with Gully and Joe. I'll send links in the description as well, so get listening. But this is, again, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, Azure Emote with the third perspective. And again, awesome artwork. Just trying to wait for that to focus. Bit of Illuminati, David Icke thing going on in the artwork. This is Mike Hubrovec, I think I'm pronouncing that right, from Monstrosity, frontman of Monstrosity. This is his side project, really. He was also in on these 2 albums as well, this band, Divine Empire. But yeah, very proggy, very experimental, in a good kind of way, not in that kind of fucking around for the sake of it. The songs do really go into some places. I'd say this holds up. You know, everyone was banging on about Tool. I bet this is just as clever or just as out there as anything Tool have ever done. Then we got some old favourites returning. This is the new album from Diabolic, which is Mansolium of the Unholy Ghosts. Now, I know Diabolic's 2-3 albums, and then I picked up this one. I don't know what went on in between, and this has made me want to backtrack. This is a good solid time when they say Diabolic was up there neck and neck with Morbid Angel. So that's a good idea of what you're getting here. This is just, are they from Florida? I know they put out a couple of albums on Lee Harrison from Monstrosity's record label, so they're part of that, but it's American death metal in that Florida way, where it's so hot and intense you can only want to sit in a room sweating your ass off and the guys shredding the lungs. And then up next, I really enjoyed this album, the latest album, Sinister. Sinister are always reliable, always consistent, even at their worst. It's never been that bad. You're always going to get, you never get a bad one. What are the Edition of the Home? This artwork as well, whoever they've been using on the last, I'm not sure if they're matching. Yeah, they've had changes throughout the years. I know Ad Closterwall is the vocal drummer that switched places 10-15 years ago now. Now he's got a new album as well coming out from his side project with Mike Smith, the drummer or ex-drummer from Suffocation, who is awesome. It's Voracious Scourge. This is the EP. The album's either out or coming out in the next week or so. I keep seeing photos of the CD, I keep seeing that it's out, but I can't find anywhere to order it from. But I'll be looking forward to that soon. And this, so far, album of the year. Apart from another album that is out. It came out 2 days ago, but I've not managed to buy a copy yet, but I'll talk about that when I do. This is that getting in there? Yeah. Ugh. Werewolves. That artwork is just amazing. I couldn't. Is that catching up? Right. But I'll figure that out. How to get more focus on this. But yeah, this is a really nice orange splatter vinyl as well, limited edition. I ended up getting a t-shirt with this as well because that artwork is just fucking insane. What do you need to know about Werewolves? Well, the sticker here, I had to cut out and keep this because this description is just awesome. It's featuring no current politics, global whatever, or some newspaper shit that will be forgotten by tomorrow. The dead die screaming. Metal. It just says that at the end there. Metal. Brutal, blackened, death grind whores. Matt Wilcock, formerly of the Berserker, and Akakoka. They're from Australia, by the way. Sam Beam, also formerly of Berserker, and Dave Haley from Psychroptic, who I'm not too familiar with, but everyone on this album is on fire, and it pretty much does what it says on the tin. There was, I read an interview, or watched an interview on YouTube with Matt Wilcock, basically saying he wanted to do death metal in the vein of Marduk, really, just relentless, unforgiving, balls to the wall, shredding death metal, and that's pretty much what you get. It's an old recipe, but a classic take on it. There's no tricks, no thingy. It's just pure fucking, you know. So you get the idea. So yeah, that's the first video. I'll be, I guess, releases that I'm looking forward to. There's still loads to come out this year. Benediction, the return of Dave Ingram back in the fold. They released a single, what was it, 2-3 days ago? Sounds fucking amazing. I pre-ordered the album for that. That's going to be brilliant. The new album from Onslaught, I can tell you, is a fantastic album. Again, check out the rock show with Gully and Joe, or the metal show with Gully and Joe. We did a review of that with an interview with Nige Rocket attached to that as well. I'll show that when I buy it. They got Incantation, Baraka's Scourge, whatever they're called. Yeah, still plenty of albums to go. So I'm going to be doing some stuff that I think is underrated. I'm going to go through some bands' catalogue, album by album, and doing some other, showing you other stuff that I get as it comes in. So thanks for watching this first video. Check out the metal show and the rock show